Everyone, and welcome back to the RedBeard Outdoors podcast. I'm Jonathan, your host, and here today we are doing a Monday gear review. And I just wanted to first apologize. I know it's been a while, a couple weeks since I've put out a review. I don't want to put out reviews without actually testing the gear the way that I would use it. And it's been a little crazy the last couple weeks. We've had some situations where I wasn't able to get out in the mountains the way that I wanted to, but now that I have, I've got some stuff to share with you guys. And to start us off here, I'm going to go over a sitting tripod from BlackOvis. I always thought tripods were just generally from the standing perspective, the taller ones, and I always wondered, because my buddy's got one that's standing up. Like, what would you do if you're sitting on a hillside glassing for hours or an hour, or even less than that? If you're sitting and it's too tall for you, you have to stand up. So there's been a couple of options that I looked over, and I ended up picking out the BlackOvis Alpine Pro carbon fiber sitting tripod. So the Alpine Pro carbon fiber, some of the specs, if you guys are interested in the specs. First off, it comes with a soft carrying case right here. It's pretty nice. Honestly, I probably won't ever, I could use this maybe while I'm traveling, but I wouldn't ever carry that up in the mountains. It's nice. And then you get the shutter button, phone holder, carbon fiber legs. There's 2 legs with 3 sections and 1 leg that has 4 sections, and I'll go over that in a little bit as to why that would be important. Foam handle on one of the legs. It has a 2-way pan head and 1-hand tilt control with a twist lock handle, which is nice to be able to control it with one hand just while you're glassing. Me personally, I used them with my binoculars, and I'll show you that setup in a little bit. It's got rubber feet. It's got a weight hook for wind stability, so being able to tie it down to the ground so it stays a little bit more secure. And packed all the way down, it's only 16 inches, so less than 1.5 feet tall. So that's pretty compact. And the fully extended, it goes up to 31 inches. So again, not a standing tripod. This is definitely for sitting and glassing for extended periods of time. It has an Arca Swiss compatible setup, and the total weight with the pan head on it is about 2 pounds. So not very heavy at all, super lightweight and sturdy. And then it uses the Vanguard QS60 V2 quick shoe. Now all of that, all of those features will be in the link down below. I'm going to leave the link there so you guys can check it out for yourselves. They all have little drop down menus that you can look at on the BlackOvis website. BlackOvis is just an awesome site. They're here in Utah. I love going into their store, but they provide so many options. They've got glassing options, obviously here with the tripod. They've got tripods. They've got their brand tripods, and they also sell a couple of others. They have clothing and other gear that is basically like, I don't know how else to describe it except almost a kind of a conglomerate of a bunch of different companies. BlackOvis just gets you the best price and great shipping options, and just one-stop shop basically for your gear. Everything from archery, again, to glassing, to tripods, etc. Boots, especially. That's where I picked up my Crispies at. BlackOvis is just awesome. So going back to the sitting tripod. So here it is. All right, like I said, and there's the bottom to the top. That's 16 inches. So super compact, but super sturdy at the same time. I mean, these legs they're super lightweight, but they're super sturdy. So going back to the setup. So there's your weight hook, like I mentioned before, so you can, sorry about that pop, so you can tie it down if you need to when it's getting windy. But one of my favorite options, and when I got this up in the mountains, I hadn't even necessarily looked at this until I got up there, but I was sitting in a different spot that had kind of that steep, downhill slope in front of me. And so it was interesting to get up there, and you can see here it's got 3 extensions, but then on this leg it's got 4 different extensions. So the reason for that is, if say this leg is in front when you've got it sitting like this, right, and you're glassing, this leg can extend further down that steep slope. So you can still have that level head on the tripod, but you've got one leg that's able to kind of reach out a little bit further and grab the ground in front of you on those steep slopes that I'm sure if you're anywhere up in the mountains, especially in the Rockies, you've experienced those steep slopes. So definitely a great thought out product in that regard. Now again, so this got the twist lock here, right? So one hand, move it up and down, pan it around, right? Super smooth operation. I didn't encounter any issues, to be honest with you. I didn't have it sticking or snagging in any spots. It was super easy to get everything out. You just twist it open to slide it out. It's super quiet, smooth, just an awesome tripod in general. And then once you get the legs out, you can set it to different angles. So if you want it to go super wide like that, and then it'll click down to the next one, and then the next one. And the clicks are super quiet. Again, just super adjustable tripod here. Great option if you're looking for a sitting tripod, which I'm going to be honest with you, most of the glassing that I do is sitting. So being able to save a little bit on the weight if you're not thinking that you're going to be standing up, which generally, if I'm not at a truck glassing or at camp or whatever, I generally am not standing up glassing. I'm generally sitting down. So this will save you, again, on your packing weight and the height. So super compact, again, 16 inches from top to bottom here. So here's the setup that I ran. So I've just got this general foam pad with the strap on the top. I'll show you guys here. So this is a screw. It's not a quick release, right? But it screws open and close, pretty simple, smooth operation there. It clicks in there, get it set where you want, and then just tighten that down. Now that's not going anywhere. Okay, so what I did was I took this, and excuse the Velcro here, but let me grab my binoculars. Actually, I don't have my binoculars right here, but basically you fit your binoculars right in here, and then you strap this down, and you're good to go. Now, of course, if you have a specific binoculars adapter, like the Vortex one, or Swarovski, or whatever brand it is that you use, great. I just have this one for in case my buddy wants to use this head or whatever for his binoculars. That's what I went with. So again, this packs down super tiny, 2 pounds, 16 inches from top to bottom. And honestly, as far as tripods go, for me, the main thing that I'm looking for in a tripod is sturdy. That good solid mix between being sturdy and being lightweight. I feel like this one is a super great example of sturdy and lightweight because I didn't have any movement in it. Once I had it set to where I wanted it to sit, I didn't have any issues as I was adjusting my binoculars. I didn't have it shifting with any wind. I didn't really find any issues with the durability of it or the sturdiness of it. And again, super smooth operation with the twist handle. Honestly, I'm not sure what else to look for in a tripod. I've had some that are super wobbly, even without wind. You put any sort of binoculars on it, or you put your eyes up to the binoculars, and they get a little wobbly on the tripod. This one, again, is super sturdy. I love how compact it is. It fits my needs as someone who goes and maybe backpacks in a couple miles to do some glassing. Again, cutting out some of the weight, and the fact that I'm going to be sitting most of the time anyway, it's at that perfect height. I didn't have any issues with it being too short. I'm not the tallest guy out there, So maybe if you're taller, you might run into that, but I don't even think I fully extended it to the full 31-inch height when I was sitting down. Works great, again, with binoculars. My buddy's spotting scope was fine on there. I didn't have any issues whatsoever with this tripod. So I would highly recommend it. It's a great option. It won't break the bank. I want to say it's under $200 for sure. And for something of that high quality, I mean, you can see just the great quality of the carbon fiber, that aluminum that's on there, the rubber knobs here that are super grippy, so you can twist them on and off to open up and to close up the legs there. Good foam handle. I mean, I didn't find anything that I would change about this sitting tripod. If you're in the market for a sitting tripod, I'd highly recommend it. Again, I'm going to leave it in the link down below here. Go check that out, guys. If you have any questions, definitely want to hear them in the comments. I'll definitely be following up with you guys and seeing what your questions are. People that are maybe a little bit more experienced than me at glassing and know what to look for in a tripod. I'd love to answer your questions. Leave those questions down below. And also let me know if you're looking more in the market for a standing tripod or a sitting tripod. Either way, I'm up for your questions. Other than that, guys, go check out the link, read the descriptions, the features, and everything on the BlackOvis website itself. Also, I'd love to have you over at RedBeard's Fit Crew, and go check out the podcast on your favorite podcast listening service. I'm on pretty much all of them. And if you could leave a review, definitely helps a ton. Share this video with other people as well. And if you're listening to this podcast, I'd recommend go check out my gear reviews on the YouTube channel, just because, it's a lot more descriptive if you could see it in person. Other than that, guys, hope you have an awesome rest of your day. And, of course, start this week off right, set the tone for the week, and get out, live your life, and love it.